What's up, everybody? You're watching this video because we're going to go through how to be the brand and not just how to fix the business. So you're watching this video because you don't want just more content hacks. You're doing everything in your business right now. So if we bring this up, this is my bottle here. This is you right here. You're the main bottleneck in your business. You're doing everything right now. And it is just like it shows, you're the bottleneck in your business. Is things are getting held up. This isn't just about showing up. It's about showing up with presence, not necessarily perfection. It's those small actions, progress over perfection. And what we're going to go through today is going to be how you can systematize some of this and get out of this bottleneck. And this will be you here. You're going to be nice and smiley. So that's what we're going to be going through today. And the first thing that I want to go through is you may resonate with the fact that in your business right now, you've become just the fixer. You're putting out a bunch of fires, you're wearing a bunch of hats, you're doing all these things. You're not necessarily the face of the business. You're not necessarily the face of your brand. You're just doing all these things to get done. You're the operator, the fixer, the funnel tinkerer, content writer, team leader, even. If you resonate with any of this, then this video is for you. Maybe you look like this. You're like this, or maybe this is my chicken right here, and then his head is over here. So maybe you're a chicken running around with its head cut off. You're always just responding and managing people. You're not leading with presence. And that can lose something in the business. Something's been lost. That brand voice, that energy. And because when you're always showing up, coming from a place of reaction rather than creation, it has a tendency to have a disconnect. And our goal is to show up from that creative standpoint and not always be from that reaction standpoint where notifications are popping up and all this stuff, and you're then putting other people's needs before yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of this sometimes myself, so I totally get it. And so what we're going to be going through today is how we can work on that. Your audience, they're starving for you. They want to be seeing you show up. And so the way we think about it is the fact that we need to have that personal connection with people, especially in this world of AI. And you're running around managing your team and doing all this stuff. Maybe you have some content going out, but like I said, if you're coming from that place of reaction versus creation, that's all it's doing is the content is just showing up. All you're doing is this is you here, and all you're doing is saying, it's me. People aren't going to connect with that. It's just maybe you're saying 3 tips. Just coming from a place of that disconnect versus creation. People don't just want more content. They want you and your true authentic self. They want you to be present in this digital space. And so when you can show up from that place of alignment, it's what builds that real, true connection. It's not just some AI video or some AI chat GPT prompted video. It's who you really are. If you're like having a coaching call and you had an objection or something, and you just talk about that specific thing that you went through, and that's a little bit into your core, your true brand. And so what does that actually mean, though? What does being the brand actually mean? It doesn't mean that you need to become an influencer or that you need to film your whole life or anything. Though, granted, letting people inside into your world is something that can help build that personal connection, but you don't need to be walking around like a vlogger, just like taking a picture of yourself in the bathroom because, your camera's running the whole time. That's a little extreme, but you don't need to do that. Being the brand means embodying your values and showing up with your true energy. So, if we drew our little Mr. Stick figure here, what does that actually mean? When you're showing up in your true energy, this is your energy aura around here, your energy coming from that heart energy. And as you can see, it's aligned. That's what we want. You want to have that true, what you stand for in life and your mission and values, true alignment, and not just performing, because that's what tends to happen when you get all these people saying just post content. It's just like we're throwing stuff at the wall, just showing up to show up because they say to put stuff out there. And what we want to go through is how we can actually create from that place of connection and that place of alignment. And so your team, if you already have a team running on this, they can deliver it and help you be able to become more of that face and step into your true authentic self when you're showing up in your content. You can be that face through the content, but once that's out there and the goal being of building the connection, it really then becomes your role to make that personal connection. And what makes this so important is having those proper systems that allow you to do that. Having the system that can allow your team to handle the whole back end process of making sure that if you're just there, being you, being the best self that you can be, coming from that place of connection and creation rather than reactivity, and then having some sort of system that allows that content to still be distributed, that's when you can really start to build that trust. And only you can give the people a reason to trust you. So when you do that, you become magnetic. And so if this is you here holding a giant magnet, you got to be smiley there, what that's going to do is it works on that principle of attraction rather than promotion. Instead of just showing up, putting things out there just because they say, if you show up as that true alignment, you act as a giant magnet, and that's going to bring more people who are your ideal client, because they're going to resonate with what it is that you stand for and that energy that you're emitting. They're naturally going to want to surround themselves with people like yourself. And so the thing that I want to really go over today is how you can actually do that. So what I have it's called the 10-minute brand ritual. And so you don't need to be posting 3 to 5 times a day to get this to work. I was doing that at one point, and I was getting less clients than I am now by just showing up as my true authentic self and using what I have. You don't need to be doing that. I stripped it away, and I've been getting more clients consistently than when I was posting 5 times a day. What you really need is that 10 minutes. 10 minutes of focused, aligned presence. That's all you need. Sit down for 10 minutes and have real intention about what you're doing. Show up and let that energy be felt, because your brain can't tell interacting between you in person or you in video. And so if you show up with that same energy through your content, people are going to resonate with it. So what you're going to do is you're going to be your little stick figure. You're going to set a timer. This is my alarm clock. You're going to set a clock for 10 minutes. And what you're going to do in that 10 minutes is you're going to either write a voice note, or speak a voice note about, maybe you just got off a coaching call and someone went through a major transformation, or there was a objection that someone came into. So you can talk on that voice note. That can become a piece of content. That's one option. Second option is you can create a 3-bullet client story. This is something that you can take out a notepad and talk about a certain client that you had that got some awesome results, and do it in 3 bullets, because this could become like a story or a carousel or something if you had three key points that you wanted to touch on, because 3 keys is an important aspect when you're talking about selling and things like that. So that's another one. Third is you could create behind the scenes snaps. Behind BTS. Behind the scenes. You could do a picture, just like a quick, hey, this is what we're working on. It lets people into your world, letting them know what you're doing. Picture works great. Then maybe like a headline or something like that. Of course, I'm a video person, so I'm all for doing a quick video of showcasing what you're working on. Maybe you're working on a specific launch or something. Highlight it. And the fourth thing is some sort of moment of vulnerability, because this is going to vulnerability. This is going to really bring out that kind of core connection and show that, yeah, these are maybe a little bit more business focused, even though they're still in that alignment creation space. This is going to really allow you to let people into that human side. And so having that balance of all of them is going to be super, super helpful. And you can do this in 10 minutes. Take 10 minutes and create some content and come from that place of flow. Let them actually feel you. Let them feel what you're working on. That energy, like maybe you just had a struggle on a sales call or something. Hop on, talk about it. Talk what you're going to learn, what you learned. Maybe you just had an amazing success that you're super excited. Hop on, talk about it. Explain why. What people are going to think is they're going to see that you're actually living this and not just saying the words like a lot of online people out there right now. They just say the words of what they're doing. They're going to see that you're walking the walk and talking the talk. And that is going to build the trust. They're going to say, I trust this person. He's really living this. If we bring up our little stick figure again, big head one this time. I don't know what happened there. But they're going to see that you're glowing, even if you're struggling. And that these lines, that's that energy. They're going to feel what you're going through, and they're going to connect with it, especially if it's in your ideal client. They're going to resonate with that same issue that may be happening or excitement that may be happening. So don't worry about making it perfect. Presence creates that leadership because you're actually showing, not the polish. Presence creates leadership, not the polish. And so you have something to share, especially if you're coming from that core. People will resonate with it. So what I want to talk about is you've been spending years fixing this business. You've been doing, this is what we went over today, is how you've been coming from that place of reactivity. You've spent years doing all these things in your business, wearing all the hats, putting out fires. You're optimizing the back end. You're always working on the different processes and systems. But now it's time to step out from behind the computer and start being visible again. I did the same thing. Last year, I was just building a bunch of systems and all this different stuff, and that's all I was focusing on. This was me here. I was doing way too much stuff. I was burnt out. Burnout. But then when I stripped it all away and started showing up, just, you know what? Yes, I'm a video guy, and yes, it's important to have some of these polished videos because it's important for different types of content to work along the journey. But I have a lot to share with people that can help people. And so now I am much more free. I have more time. I've got my magnetic energy. The results that I'm getting from my clients, the revenue that's getting generated, the clients that are coming in, they're much easier, much more fun to work with. It has been a game changer. And so I implore you, I challenge you to start showing up from that place. And so what I'm super excited about is if you're looking to get help with this and start implementing a process for showing up and getting your content out there that is aligned with who you are and that energy of attraction, we just put something super cool together for you. We've got our brand new challenge. It's coming up. It's going to be super epic. Our goal with this is to help you rewire your content habits. We want to help you build a system that actually sells, where your team can help you implement this and grow and show up and build that awareness and attract your ideal client so that you can stop being this bottleneck. We don't want you here. We do not want you there. We want you out here having a good old time, attracting your ideal clients. So let that brand of who you are scale with you, not through you, not through you, with you. And so make sure that you click the link that's around this video, grab your seat, and let's finally make your brand seen for who you are and start attracting your ideal clients today. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a blessed day.